Eagles fans, what's up? Today we've got a lot to unpack because the NFL just dropped the full schedule for the 2025 season. And let me tell you, it's going to be an absolute gauntlet for Philadelphia. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive straight into what's ahead for the Birds. The buzz is real, folks. After months of speculation, leaks, and rumors, we finally have the official timeline for the Eagles' journey back to the top. And as expected, the NFL wasted no time putting Philly in the spotlight. Week 1, primetime, Thursday night, September 4th. The Eagles will kick off the season at home, under the lights, against none other than the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, it's Eagles-Cowboys to open the NFL season, and it doesn't get more intense than that. As Super Bowl champions, it's only fitting that Philadelphia gets the honor of raising another championship banner in front of a packed Lincoln Financial Field while facing their most bitter rivals. Can you imagine the atmosphere? The crowd's going to be electric, the energy through the roof, and the Cowboys? Well, they're walking straight into a hostile environment with something to prove. Dallas, as always, is an intriguing team. Dak Prescott is coming off a season where he played only 8 games, but with a full off-season to recover and a revamped offensive approach under Brian Schottenheimer, they'll be looking to spoil Philly's party. Add in the acquisition of George Pickens and the looming contract situation of Micah Parsons, and you've got plenty of drama heading into this opener. The question is, can Dallas keep up with a Philadelphia squad that's still riding high from last season's dominant Super Bowl run? Speaking of Super Bowl rematches, buckle up for week 2 because the Eagles are hitting the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. Yes, folks, we're getting a Super Bowl 59 rematch in just the second week of the season. Last year, Philly marched into Kansas City on a Monday night and took down Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in what was one of the most statement-making performances we've seen from this team. This time, it's personal again. The Eagles will look to assert their dominance once more, proving that their Super Bowl victory was no fluke. Kansas City, meanwhile, hasn't made any major shakeups this offseason. But after the way the Eagles' defensive line pressured them relentlessly, the Chiefs have been busy fortifying their offensive front. You can bet Mahomes has had this game circled on his calendar since the moment the schedule dropped. It's gonna be fireworks, folks. Moving on to week 3. The Eagles will welcome the Los Angeles Rams back to Lincoln Financial Field. This is another juicy storyline because, if you remember, Philly and LA had 2 memorable clashes last season. First, a Sunday night thriller that saw a breakout performance from a rising Eagles star, and then a snowy playoff battle in the divisional round where that same player delivered the knockout punch. The Rams have been active in free agency, adding key pieces to bolster their lineup, and they'll be looking for revenge. This matchup has all the ingredients for another classic. Week 4 brings another road trip, this time to sunny Florida, where the Eagles will take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over the past few years, Tampa has been a thorn in Philly's side, consistently presenting challenges with their physical play and sharp coaching. With a new quarterback leading the offense and a head coach who seems to have a knack for out-scheming, the Eagles' this matchup is anything but a walk in the park. The sweltering September heat in Tampa only adds to the adversity, but Philly's up for the fight. Now, let's talk about the first quarter of the season. Without a doubt, the highlight here is that Super Bowl rematch against Kansas City. But every one of these first 4 games carries weight. The NFL didn't do the Eagles any favors with this start, but that's what happens when you're the defending champs. The lights are always a little brighter, the targets on your back a little bigger. In week 5, the Eagles return home to face the Denver Broncos. Last season, under the guidance of Bo Nix and head coach Sean Payton, Denver surprised a lot of people by making a playoff appearance for the first time in years. Though they bowed out early, they've built a foundation and will look to carry that momentum into 2025. This won't be an easy win for Philly, but playing in front of the home crowd gives them a definite edge. Week 6 marks the first meeting with the New York Giants, a team the Eagles will face twice within a 3-week span. The Giants have been busy this offseason, selecting Abdul Carter in the draft, bringing in Brian Burns, and continuing to rely on the dominance of Dexter Lawrence, arguably the best nose tackle in the NFL. The biggest question mark for New York remains under center. Will it be Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, or perhaps Jackson Dart taking the snaps? Regardless of who lines up at quarterback, the Giants are expected to be much improved. For Week 7, the Eagles will travel to Minnesota to face the Vikings in one of the loudest and most intimidating environments in the NFL. US Bank Stadium brings back memories of Philly's Super Bowl 52 victory over Tom Brady's Patriots. But this time, the challenge comes in the form of rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy. He's still an unknown commodity, but with Kevin O'Connell calling the plays and Brian Flores orchestrating the defense, the Vikings are a well-coached and talented squad. This game is going to be a real test of Philadelphia's composure. On the road, then comes Week 8, and yes, it's round 2 with the Giants. I'm not a huge fan of how the NFL schedules these division matchups so close together, but hey, it's all about maximizing those TV ratings. Still, a rivalry game is a rivalry game, and you can bet Philly will be ready to make a statement. After grinding through 8 tough weeks, the Eagles will finally get a much-needed break with their bye in Week 9. Last season, they had an early bye in Week 5, which actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It allowed the team to reset after a shaky start and fueled their dominant stretch run. This time, the Week 9 bye comes at a crucial midpoint in the schedule, giving the Birds a chance to catch their breath before the intensity ramps up again. Coming out of the bye, Week 10 has Philadelphia on the road once more for a Monday Night Football showdown against a formidable opponent. This team, still riding high after last season's success, boasts a young and dynamic roster, having strengthened their offensive line and added exciting new playmakers through the draft. The Eagles opened last season with a win against them overseas and followed it up with another victory in the playoffs. So you know they'll be gunning for revenge on their home turf. Week 11 doesn't get any easier, as the Eagles will play in another primetime slot, this time on Sunday Night Football. The challenge here isn't just the opponent, but also the short turnaround, with the team returning home late Monday and needing to be ready by Sunday evening. The added twist is that the rival they'll face has undergone significant changes in their coaching staff. Their offensive coordinator from last year is now a head coach elsewhere, and their defensive coordinator also took a head coaching gig. These shifts could either disrupt their rhythm or breathe new life into their schemes. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. In Week 12, the Eagles will hit the road again to face another familiar foe, wrapping up the second leg of their head-to-heads for the regular season. The rivalry has been heating up over the years, and this matchup could have serious playoff implications. Week 13 brings a special twist with a Black Friday game at home. Yes, folks, football on Black Friday. It's happening. The visiting team has retooled their offense with a new coordinator and reinforced their offensive line. This matchup has all the makings of a Thanksgiving weekend classic, and it gives Philly a chance to put on a show for the home crowd. Week 14 sees the Eagles traveling to Los Angeles to face the Rams at SoFi Stadium in another primetime. Clash! One thing about Philly fans, they travel in droves, and you can expect SoFi to be filled with green jerseys. Whether it's against the Rams or the Chargers, Eagles fans show up, and they show up loud. Facing a young quarterback and a veteran coach, this game could be a defining moment in the season. Week 15 will have the Eagles back at home, squaring off against an opponent that's been active in free agency, bringing in notable players to shake things up. With a respected GM and head coach at the helm, they're poised to be much more competitive than in recent years. This is a trap game if Philly isn't careful, but playing at the Link gives them a solid advantage. By Week 16, it's back on the road for a divisional matchup that's been circled on the calendar. Scheduled on a specific Saturday in December, this game will be part of a jam-packed sports day featuring multiple college football playoff games alongside a full NFL slate. The energy will be high, the stakes even higher, and every snap will matter. In Week 17, the Eagles face yet another road challenge, this time against a physical and playoff-tested opponent. The conditions could be brutal with winter weather, and the grind of a long season will test both teams' endurance. This is the type of matchup that shapes postseason narratives. Last season, the Eagles pulled off a dramatic overtime win in a similar setting, and they'll need that same resilience here. Finally, Week 18 brings it all back home as Philly hosts a division rival to close out the regular season. Once again, the Eagles will face this team twice in a 3-week span, and there's a good chance that the division title could be on the line. The passion from both fan bases will be off the charts, and the link will be rocking as the regular season comes to a climactic end. So there you have it. The road to another championship is set, and the path is anything but easy. From high-stakes rivalries to marquee primetime showdowns, this schedule will test the Eagles at every turn. The big question now is, how will Philadelphia fare through this gauntlet? As we move into the backstretch of the schedule, the stakes only get higher, and every single matchup feels like it carries playoff implications. The Eagles, fresh off that emotional divisional rivalry game to end the regular season at home, will need to keep their foot on the gas because the road ahead does not ease up. The fans know it, the players know it, and the coaches are well aware that this part of the season is where champions are truly made. One of the pivotal games down this stretch involves a trip up north where the Eagles will face the Buffalo Bills. Traditionally, playing in Buffalo late in the year means dealing with bone-chilling temperatures, swirling winds, and the kind of weather that tests both mental and physical toughness. The Bills are built for those conditions, and their home field advantage is real. This matchup is going to be a slugfest, with both teams expected to be in the thick of the playoff hunt. The Eagles will need to lean on their ground game, control the clock, and most importantly, protect the football. Turnovers in that stadium can snowball, quite literally, into disaster. Last season, the Bills came up short in their playoff run, but with a roster full of veterans and a chip on their shoulder, you can bet they'll be looking to make a statement. Following that showdown, Philadelphia will close out their regular season campaign with a Week 18 battle against the Washington Commanders. This game is a fascinating one for multiple reasons. First, the Commanders have been quietly assembling a roster that's starting to turn heads around the league, with a mix of promising young talent and savvy veterans. Washington is no longer the pushover of the NFC East. Depending on how the season unfolds, this matchup could very well have playoff seeding or even the division title on the line. Lincoln Financial Field will be a fortress, packed to the brim with fans ready to will their team to victory. Division games are always emotional, but there's an extra layer of intensity when there's a postseason berth or home field advantage hanging in the balance. Zooming out and looking at the entire season, it's clear that the Eagles are facing one of the toughest schedules in recent memory. The combination of high-profile primetime games, fierce divisional matchups, and brutal road trips makes for a grueling path. But this is the price of success. When you're at the top, everyone wants a shot at you, and the league is going to showcase those heavyweight clashes to the biggest possible audiences. It's a sign of respect, but also a relentless challenge. The thing is, Philadelphia is built for this. The core of the team remains strong, a perfect blend of battle-tested veterans and explosive young stars. The coaching staff has proven time and again that they know how to navigate the highs and lows of a demanding NFL season. Every year, new obstacles arise, whether it's injuries, tough scheduling quirks, or unexpected breakout teams. But the culture in Philly is all about embracing the grind. There's no fear of the challenge ahead. In fact, the harder the schedule, the more motivated this team becomes. Fans will remember how last season's early struggles, amplified by a difficult opening slate of games, were turned into a catalyst for growth. The early bye week allowed the Eagles to recalibrate, and from there they went on a dominant run, culminating in a Super Bowl victory. This year, with a more balanced bye week and key home games spread strategically throughout the calendar, there's optimism that the team can pace themselves even better. Of course, nothing in the NFL comes easy. Teams like Kansas City, Dallas, San Francisco, and Buffalo aren't just going to roll over. Every matchup against these contenders is going to be a heavyweight fight. But that's what makes this sport so special. Every Sunday is a battle. Every snap carries weight. And every win is earned through sheer grit and execution. The Philadelphia fan base is ready. There's a reason why Eagles fans are considered some of the most passionate and loyal in all of sports. Whether it's filling up opposing stadiums, creating a deafening home field advantage, or simply living and breathing every moment of the season, this city rides or dies with their team. That connection, that shared journey is what fuels the Energy at Lincoln Financial Field and beyond. As we gear up for another thrilling season, the key for Philadelphia will be consistency. Managing the highs, bouncing back from the inevitable setbacks, and keeping their focus razor sharp week after week. Depth will be tested, coaching strategies will be scrutinized, and individual performances will need to rise to the occasion. The margin for error in this league is razor thin, and the Eagles are well aware that every game matters. Adding to the complexity is the constant evolution of the NFL landscape. Teams that were rebuilding last year might suddenly become contenders. Injuries can change the trajectory of a season in an instant. And of course, the unexpected always lurks around the corner. That's why preparation, adaptability, and mental toughness are non-negotiable traits for any team with championship aspirations. What stands out about this Eagles roster is its versatility. The offense has multiple layers, a quarterback who can beat you through the air or on the ground, a receiving core that stretches defenses vertically and horizontally, and a backfield capable of grinding out tough yards or breaking off explosive plays. The offensive line remains one of the league's best, providing the foundation for everything this team does. Defensively, the Eagles continue to be a force. The front seven is relentless, capable of collapsing the pocket and stuffing the run, while the secondary, though tested by high-powered offenses, has shown the ability to rise to the occasion in critical moments. The blend of youth and experience creates a dynamic unit that thrives on physicality and opportunistic playmaking. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Philadelphia Eagles' locker room harmony was put to the test this week after veteran offensive tackle Lane Johnson reportedly made offensive remarks toward a fellow player. The incident, which has quickly circulated in league circles and media reports, has prompted swift concern from within the Eagles organization. The team's front office has confirmed that it will intervene to address the matter, aiming to resolve tensions and reaffirm the club's code of conduct. While the specifics of the comments have not been fully disclosed, sources close to the team describe the language used by Johnson as disrespectful and personal, creating discomfort among several players. Johnson, known for his outspoken personality and passionate on-field demeanor, has been a cornerstone of the Eagles' offensive line for years. However, this latest episode casts a shadow over his leadership role within the team. The organization's leadership, including head coach and general manager, has reportedly scheduled private meetings with both Johnson and the player involved in the altercation. The Eagles released a brief statement indicating that the situation is being handled internally with seriousness, emphasizing the franchise's commitment to maintaining professionalism and mutual respect within its ranks. This controversy comes at a critical juncture in the season as the Eagles are battling through a competitive division race. Internal discord, especially involving a player of Johnson's stature, could pose a distraction if not promptly and effectively managed. Team insiders believe the front office's swift response is aimed at minimizing further fallout and preserving the team's unity heading into key matchups. Fans and analysts alike are awaiting further developments, with many calling for accountability and transparency. As one of the most experienced and high-profile players on the roster, Johnson's actions and the Eagles' response will likely serve as a benchmark for how the organization handles internal conflict going forward. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.